What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are back with Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. That title is really awkward. Or as my Adobe file says, Warhammer 30,000. There you go. This is. Let's just say this one video is taking place before the Horus Heresy. Or is that during the Horus Heresy? Either way. Focus home. Don't steal that. That's my idea. I'm gonna make that game.
The death of an archmagus will not be regarded favorably by the machine cult.
The fault is theirs.
Brother, it is a relief to see you on your feet.
Heard you took a turn for the worse.
Such reports were exaggerated.
I'm glad to hear it.
Your efforts in delaying the swarm were admirable.
It was a sight to behold, brother.
I must report to Akaran. Excuse me.
The Emperor protects.
Oh my gosh, they're referencing the events of the little side story. Oh my gosh. If I'm being 100% with you guys, this is probably my least favorite mission that we have had so far. And we'll talk more about it when we get into it, but yeah, I just don't like a lot of the stuff that happens.
A handful of cultists could not bring down a Thunderhawk.
He is right. The arch-enemy is here.
They chose to reveal their presence. There must have been a reason they wanted Nozick dead.
What in damnation happened down there?
Nozick was assassinated.
The Adeptus Mechanicus report said engine failure.
That's not what I saw.
Sergeant. Traitors.
Chaos.
You're sure?
No mistaking it, sir.
Clear the bridge! Nozick was head of a highly classified project.
Aurora. What is it?
A weapon.
And the minions of Chaos learned of its existence.
With Nozick dead, there's only one man capable of continuing the work. Morius Luz, Nozick's apprentice. He is currently missing. His last known location was a Mechanicus facility on Avarax, one that is now overrun with Tyranids. This will get you into the cogitator within the facility. You can access Luz's tracker from there. We are on course to Avarax now. I want you ready the second we enter orbit.
Sir. What was on the ship with Nozick?
What concern is it of yours?
The Mechanicus seemed eager to retrieve it. And yet the enemy left it untouched.
Whatever it is, without Luz, it's useless to us.
Lieutenant, the journey to Avarax will take time. Enough for a brief diagnostic.
Very well, if it will put you at ease.
Magus Gallio will be in the armory.
Okay, so as I was playing this, that didn't make sense to me. That whole the ride there will take time. How about you take a brief diagnostic, or time for a brief diagnostic? That would, to me, suggest he was doing it on the way. No, we do it in the armory that we're about to go to. So we're taking a long trip longer?
I saw the name in a mission report, most of which was redacted.
I would have preferred to stay on Kadaku and hunt down the heretics that dishonored our brothers.
We will find them on Avarax.
Unless Luz is already dead.
Whatever those tech priests are working on is still here, in this system. I expect the greatest battle is yet to come.
It's like, is this guy gonna talk shit?
Titus,
There it is.
I heard that you collapsed upon encountering the tainted wreckage. I am concerned.
A mere side effect of the surgery. I am fully recovered.
Sergeant Gadriel, I trust that you will be close at hand should your brother suffer any further episodes.
Yes, Brother Chaplain.
If the arch-enemy is indeed present, any weakness could grow into a cancer of the soul. Bind yourself to the pages of the Codex, and it will shield you from the glare of heresy.
My faith is without compromise. I will not waver.
You look tired, Merrick.
Shifts extended to 22 hours until
Magos Gallius.
additional recalculations will be issued.
On Kadaku. I am greatly concerned.
It was brief. Likely a result of the surgery.
You suffered catastrophic damage to a number of primary organs at the hand of that Carnifex. While in that state, you underwent radical surgery. Your body was ripped open from head to foot. If some error was made and remains undetected, it could cost you your life.
Brother, we cannot afford another episode like that.
The apothecaries may not have time for a thorough diagnostic, but they've given me their sanction to do so. Now settle in. This will take time.
Okay, so maybe they did do the... I don't know. I still think that's weird. Like,
Your biometrics
no,
are
no.
peak, but well within the
They did the scan while we were still on the
explanation.
main ship. I still think that's weird.
Then I have duties to attend to.
You have the blessings of the Omnisire.
One question. What do you know about Archmagos Nozik's research?
Such knowledge would only grace the peaks of Olympus Mons. I am certainly not privy to the subject of his activities. I only pray there remain records of his discoveries.
So if I start really sniffing and start, you start hearing me trying to deal with my stuffy nose, I apologize. I'm still a little sick. Last 2 days have been really bad. I was really questioning if that time's like, did I get the fucking flu or something? But I don't think so. Fever's down, everything's down, I'm still a little achy. And, my sinuses are still really blocked up, but all things considered, I'm doing better than I was. See, I still think that's weird that that it just changed the weapon skins, that it didn't change Titus's armor. While we're
Time to go.
just running, getting the mission started yet. Oh, the main ship is going to the planet, the gunship. Oh, okay, I see how that scan works now. Okay. Sorry, that was a... I was about to say one thing, and then my brain, something clicked in my brain. I'm like, oh, that's how that worked. Duh. Okay, I'm dumb. But no, as I was saying, well, we sit in these long-ass load screens. Can I ask a question to everyone? What is with people taking things that were great and just completely shitting on them? What is happening? I don't get it. Because, I was actually getting really pumped for the Joker sequel. I'm like, I loved the first one. That movie came out I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but then I saw it and I was blown the fuck away. Joaquin Phoenix crushed it. I then go see the second, I'm not going to go see the second one because from everything I've heard, that is absolute dog water. And I'm like, it's not even, there's no point in watching it then. If it's just going to make me mad, I don't want to watch it.
The lab is within that spire.
Oh my god, I don't get how.
Look at all those spores.
And people bring up a really interesting point. It's almost like it was done on purpose. It was purposefully made bad. You talk Rings of Power is a gigantic piece of shit. That the only reason it hasn't been canceled is because Amazon's already spent so much money. That or they're blind to the fact that it's that bad, but people hate it. I mean, let's move on to video games. I mean, we all know what's going on with Ubisoft with with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I mean, and I've been listening to people who, you know, who do the more financial side of things and have talked about that, and they said, oh, they're fighting issues with their stockholders. You know, people, like, there are people actually who are considering a full-on hostile takeover of Guillemot and just ousting them all. Because, I mean, what, Guillemot, I think there's 9, or there's, like, 11 board seats, and I think the Guillemot family owns 5 of those seats on the board. Something crazy like that. Yeah, man, so yeah, it sounds like people are just going, yeah, we're taking over this ship and hopefully righting it. But I mean, I think at this point, Ubisoft's just fucked. I don't think they can, you know what I mean? I don't think you can fix anything. I think it's just, it's doomed. But somehow, you know, I defend Sony a lot on this channel. I love Sony. You know, I love a lot of what they do, a lot of their games. I love their platform. Love it way more than Xbox. Mostly because I think, hey, Sony actually does stuff. And I know a lot of people right now are going, oh, well, how come Sony's not announcing new games? Sony, yeah, okay, Sony's in a quiet period. Yes, Sony just did something stupid in announcing the PS5 Pro, which I don't think is a game-breaking. It's okay. I wouldn't suggest to anybody, just don't buy it. I think it's a waste of time doing a mid-generation console, given the market right now, given the economies of the world right now. I think the mid-generation console is a poor decision, plus making it $700 for a slightly souped-up PS5. It's like, at that point, just get yourself a gaming PC and be done with it. Whatever. So yeah, I mean, Sony's been doing some things that I'm like, not the smartest, but hey, at least they're doing stuff. Again, I've been hearing radio silence from Xbox. Like, what the hell are they going to do coming up? But suddenly I'm seeing a whole bunch of shit about Ghost of Yatai, you know, the upcoming sequel for Ghost of Tsushima. And I was like, what? How are people already mad at this? I mean, we just got an announced trailer. You know, I mean, for a second I thought, is it the female protagonist? Are we really going to sink this ship over this? Like, come on, guys. And then I saw what all this hate was coming about, and I'm like, oh, I understand it. And yes, it is about the female protagonist, but nothing about the actual in-game protagonist. It's the voice actress for it. From last I saw, did she? Something in her Twitter bio, because people started looking into her, and it was like, kill all men, or some of that stupid shit. And it's like, oh my god, you have a chance to, like, Sony, you have a chance to build a really cool new franchise. And this chick, you get to be a part of something really cool. You get a big payday in a really well-expected game, and she's not, I'm not going to say she's not known, because I really don't know what she has done before, but because maybe somebody's going, oh no, she was in this game that I just don't remember. But, you know, I'm looking at the name, it's not somebody I recognize. I'm like, this could be your game that the wide audience recognizes you for. And you don't even check your Twitter account? You know, you don't check your Twitter and go, oh, maybe I should take that down, because that's going to cause some problems. There's Sony doesn't say, hey, can you take that down? Or just nobody thinks. It's I don't care why they're mad. Or I guess with her it would be, oh, I'm glad they're mad because she wants to make people mad, because that's the point of this. Yet you're in an industry that's about pleasing the fans, but then they'd say, no, I'm not about pleasing those fans, which just makes my head hurt, because I don't get it. I just don't get this modern trend in media that, oh, if you don't like it, fuck you, because we don't do it for you. We do it for the real fans, the ones who just kiss our asses. I hate it. You know, I've been listening to people who've been doing, people on Critical Drinkers podcasts, on Nerdrotics podcasts, and stuff like that, you know, who are bringing up these really good points. I want to say Greg Owen. He's in a YouTube channel. I believe that's the name of it. I'll see if I'll pull it up here. But, you know, he's done a lot of really good videos talking about this, how the modern creator landscape, they aren't creating things for an audience. The creators are creating something for themselves. That's what they want to do. We want to create it for us. You know, it's like you listen to Leslie Headland, the crazy lady who ran the Acolyte into the ground. Well, granted, that project was flawed from the start. Excuse me. But I mean, can you blame why it was a flawed project from the start after listening to this lady? But, you know, you listen to her talk about stuff. She's like, "Oh, it was really important to me that I put this trauma of this person with their father into the show because I had problems with my dad." I'm like, well, okay, but why is that important that you put this into Star Wars? Like, I'm not saying like it can't be there. I'm just saying, but why is it important for this show? You know, it's always like, no, everything I write has to have this element, and you know, it's this. It was this problem that you always hear with people. It's like, we need more diverse stories, more diverse people in the writers' room, so that we can tell all these new interesting stories. And I'm like, but I want to sit and look at people. I'm like, but you're not telling new and interesting stories. You're telling the same story, just with a different idpol group in there. So what's the point? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just frustrated. I just don't get it. It's like you're in an industry that if you just make, at this point, if you just make good games without delving into all the politics, sorry if you lost my train of thought there. Shit, sorry, I got a notification. I got a mail notification on my PC, and I've had issues where I'm hearing, like, quietly in the background, I'm hearing PC notifications. So I'm not sure if that's an issue in my OBS or in my Adobe. I think it's OBS, so maybe you didn't hear that and just, again, think I'm nuts. But no, like I was saying, you're in an industry where at this point, the formula for making money, I mean, look at Black Myth Wukong. I mean, people told me the game's great. I haven't played it yet, but just looking at it, I'm like, okay, this looks very much like a Souls-like game. Okay, those are popular right now, but it didn't play politics. And guess what? People were happy about that. Well, all you have to do is not play politics, and you immediately get in people's good graces. People are willing to support your product. But for some reason, people are like, no, that's not it. More politics. That's what we need. Jesus Christ. I don't like the world.
It worked. Let's get down there. Practical. There's a shortcut across the rooftops to the east.
Good. Proceed.
What motive do these creatures have to attack this facility? They have no need for the technology.
They're like seeds carried by the wind.
And again, as always, I see the bolt rifle, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta pick up the sniper rifle. I need it. I mean, just looking around in this, I've compared this game a lot to Gears of War. This section, really this whole level, or whatever you want to call it, reminded me so much of Gears of War. And not in a good way. It was just, it felt bland. It felt like, okay, we're in a generic city, just doing something. I don't know, man. This section just did not, and again, I say section, I mean section of the game as a whole, just did not click with me. Like, I'm looking back on it, I'm like, okay, we've pretty much done this in the previous missions, done this in previous missions. And I know it's a shooter, it's always the same, you're just shooting between cutscenes. But at that point, okay, you need to give me some interesting scenarios in which I'm shooting. You know, it really... I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this. It really relies on map design. And I just don't think the map design in this section is strong. I think it's generic at best.
Enemy destroyed. Clear that obstruction. Yes, sir. Loading ammunition. Through that opening. Care to see who can slay more Xenos for the Pyro? You wish for me to humiliate you again, brother? Oh, I hope your Volta was still in your memory. Too slow. Changing magazine.
I think this is the part... Oh, okay, yeah, this is the part where I was getting lost. I'm like, wait, where am I going?
This platform's very exposed. Expect a bumpy ride. If I'm not mistaken, you've had bad luck with cargo elevators. That was a long time ago. I prefer not to discuss it. At least you made it out alive, which is more than we can say for the orcs. It appears we have their attention. And they have ours. Unfortunate for them.
I mean, I'm gonna keep saying it. Gears of War this reminds me of the Krill. And I know I said that in the last one with the weird rat thing, so we had to use the flamethrowers. At least that was kind of okay. There was like a mechanic connected to it, and it kind of okay. I could see, you know, I could see how that one worked. With these, it just to me feel like a full-on. We're just ripping off the Krill at this point in time.
Gargoyles attacking the chains. Bastards are after the chains. They are charging the chains.
You know, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I like the chain sword better than the power sword.
Ready to
The
deploy
power
special
sword's
tactics.
cool. I don't know. I was expecting it to be a little more grandiose. Like at least with the chain sword, you get the brutality of like the chainsaw sword.
Restocking. More gargoyles attempted to sabotage.
Get back in the fight. Tyranids bombarding the chains.
Yeah, see, I with this attempt, because I'm going to be honest, I die here, or I lose here. I focused too much on the little guys down here on the floor that I was not paying enough attention to the chains.
Overwatch on the lift mechanism. We are going to fall at this rate. Hold nothing back. Frag grenade out. Reloading weapon.
The Emperor protects.
See, I mean, there's executions with the power sword. Like, I feel like they could just be like, you got a fucking lightning sword. You know, just you could have done something a little cooler.
Need to reload.
Keep them away from the mechanisms.
More gargoyles attempted to sabotage.
We have no path ahead. Mission aborted.
It appears we have their attention.
And they have ours.
Unfortunate for them.
The checkpoint here fucking sucks. You die, you get sent back to the very start of the ascent on this elevator, which, okay, whatever, but you actually have to sit and wait like 2 or 3 minutes before these guys even show up. So no, start it right where I made that cut. Just, there's ways to make that, ways to do checkpoints in games that just, stop it. You know, I gotta say, for as generic as this section, this time I'm talking about this section of the map or the level, this part of the level is, I actually think this might be my favorite part, because this is the most, you know, just chaotic, hectic. It's like, okay, like I feel like I'm doing something and I'm not just running down hallways. Like, I actually kind of like this section. Just, I feel like from here on, it's just downhill.
Frag grenade deployed. War gear prime.
After you know, that cut I mentioned a second ago, we're done in like 2 different play sessions. So I did like the first half of this level one day, and then I waited a couple and then did the second half. So if you see me like just toss grenades, it's because I'm like, what? Why do I keep throwing grenades and not dodging? Because grenades on circle and not X, because X is dodge. So I keep trying to dodge with circle like a, you know, a normal game. And I keep hucking grenades at people. I was like, what? No, that's not what I want to do. Stop it.
Tyranids bombarding the chains! More gargoyles attempted to sabotage!
In Siege, it's another just chunk of it. It feels like 4 minutes of just nothing, of just kind of jogging back and forth on this platform just to make it look like something's happening. When I know it's probably only about maybe a minute and a half at most, but it's like, come on.
Not today, Xenos scum.
You fought admirably.
Facility in lockdown.
We'll need explosives. Nothing's getting through that door. Ventilation tunnels? Checking. 1 floor down. Let's go.
There was a word written in blood on Nozick's Thunderhawk. Imura.
Do not speak it, brother. The words of the archenemy hold dangerous power. One should not dismiss any data that may be relevant.
Have you ever faced the arch-enemy, Sergeant?
Regrettably, I have not.
Then I suggest you listen to your brother.
If the archenemy is involved, might we not encounter them here?
I hope we do. I wish to have words with those traitors.
My blood rages at the thought of them.
They'll be counting on your hatred. Be sure they don't use it against you.
Through here, brothers. The Adeptus Mechanicus put up a fight here. Those vile creatures taint every crevice.
How far to the cogitator?
With no direct route. It'll take longer than I'd like.
Why don't they attack?
Yeah, oh, it's...
Plotting something.
we gotta go here. Oh, there's no direct route, and it's just running through generic tunnels that we've done in...
Then what guides
We did this in the last Adeptus Mechanicus area. It's just... It feels like I've already done this mission before. It's just running around these big tubes.
More tyrannid filth.
They are a plague, staining worlds with their very presence.
Our path is through this locked door. Look for a nearby access terminal. A reset of the system should work. What happened? Power's down. Must be the reset. Listen, they're in the walls. Ready your bolters. They're coming. Watch your back.
Not so clever now. Power's back. Proceed through the door. Down here.
We need to go up. Almost there. Through the main hub, then we're at the databanks.
Expect heavy resistance.
They wish to interfere with our objective.
Our objective is of no concern to them. Their only wish is to kill us.
Restocking. What's so practical?
Do not get caught when it charges at you.
Come and meet your end, vile beast! Deploy frag grenade!
Okay, this one took me a second. I was like, God, what were the name of the blind Gears of War monsters? I couldn't remember. The Berserker. That's what this section reminds me. It pops through the door. All the religious iconography, because you know the first fight with the Berserker took place down in tombs. But then you get outside of that section, and then you get the Hammer of Dawn and everything. You know, again, that section, like that whole section of that game, was built around that. Not a, oh, here's a health bar and fighting a boss. But no, it felt dangerous. It could kill you at any minute. You had to get outside. You had to use the Hammer of Dawn and these big satellite lasers. This thing, you're in a room, and it kind of feels like I'm just playing an MMO. It's just like, stand next to it. Slash, 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 slash. Like, this could have been a really cool moment that just was not allowed to be a moment.
Xenos Hulk brought down.
I thought a beast of that stature would offer more sport.
It was outnumbered. I once faced a Carnifex alone. but nothing but a bolt pistol. That was sport.
Well, I am glad to share in the glory of this kill. This facility is in shambles. Let us hope the data center is intact. Can we access
And just
through
into
this
more
data from another
tunnels.
system?
Apparently not. It's this or nothing.
What manner of research could justify such
There's
a
the
waste
bodies
of
falling.
life?
Just
It does not surprise me. The Adeptus Mechanicus so willingly make monsters of themselves.
Door function inoperable. Adjust pathing.
Xenos! They have us boxed in.
A mistake.
sorry, I'm staring at the wall there. I had a milkshake with me during that section. I was like, oh, I've got a second. I can drink this while the store opens. Fuck.
They never learn. Changing magazine.
Access restored. Corridor cleared for transit. Advanced by the Omnissiah's will.
Resupplying.
This is great. The core of the reactor. There is so much beauty in its instability. These machines only keep the world from enjoying their beauty.
Captain, permission to speak.
What plagues your mind, Corporal?
Captain, intelligence reports that the Tyranids are on their way.
Roll up units in key corridors. Let's get them closer.
But
Do it, Corporal. Do not question my authority. Their authority.
No sign of the archenemy. Maybe they've been and gone. Maybe they're not involved after all. Stick to what you know, brother. I'm merely observing the data, as I am taught to do by the Codex Astartes. A Volkite reactor, still running. Let's hope the machine spirit has it under control. A meltdown would be catastrophic. We'll disable it once we have the data.
Pray to the machine spirits. I love this. Lights the candle.
I wake
the ashes, everything. I love that. God damn it, I love the 40K world. It just, the mix of religion and veterans of technology and everything, but then mixed with all the weird fantasy elements. It works so well.
Establishing locus. Arborites. The city. Temple of Thasian.
Vitals are elevated.
I'll box for a Thunderhawk.
Wait. Open file Project Aurora.
Register intention and requisition.
Open the file. Open file reconstruction.
Brother, those are classified.
No. It was destroyed. Mechanicus fools.
I'm gonna guess
Display current location of artifact.
that was the artifact or the MacGuffin of the first Space Marine.
Warning. Volkite reactor unstable. Meltdown imminent.
This whole place will collapse onto the city beneath us.
Get them off the core.
Yeah, man, 40K is such a unique experience. You get the same thing out of Warhammer Fantasy, but just Warhammer in general, I guess, is super unique in the sense that you can tell stories that are both extremely dark, extremely serious, and then you can have super silly, goofy lore, and it still all feels like it fits in the same world. Like, for instance, you have Gork and Mork. You know, essentially they're kind of like the gods of the orcs, and they're essentially the same character. Gork is, what is it? Isn't Gork is the god of like strength and cunning, and Mork is the god of cunning and strength. You know, it's Gork is punch him in the face, while Mork is punch him in the face but stealthily. You know, they're both orcs, but they're it's really silly in its own way, but it's also serious in its own, because again, you read some of the books, like the orcs are just comic relief, but they're really fucking brutal. But it's almost like it shouldn't fit in this super serious, dark, you know, the grim, dark future, but it does. It's what I love about 40K. That, again, they're just the Cockney accents. It is really funny to me. You know, there's spaceships, like, nobody can reverse engineer orc tech. It's like, how do their guns shoot? I don't know. The orcs just essentially will them to shoot. How do their cars run? They shouldn't. But they do because of orc magic for the 40K world, which is essentially their power of, well, I think it'll run, so it'll run. Their spaceships, same thing. I fucking love orcs in 40K. They're so silly. But it works. Again, it's one of those, you can tell me any story that exists in the 40K universe, and I'm go, it tracks. Be it, again, a super serious one or a super goofy one, I go, makes sense. I mean, this world has Gundam. It has their own facsimile of Gundams. Here's a game I want. I want the Tau video game. for me and all the 5 people who like Tau. Really? The video just froze for a second. I'm sorry about that. That might have just been Adobe. I don't know. My Adobe sputtering. But if the actual video file has like a small little sputter there, I'm sorry.
The beast craves death, brother. We shall oblige. Zoanthrope eliminated. Restocking.
Reactor approaching critical failure. Meltdown imminent. Disengage remaining pylon to complete shutdown sequence.
Activate those controls, now!
Volkite pylon jettisoned. Reaction has entered entropic decay.
That was the last of them.
Backup generators have been awakened. No essential systems returning to hibernation.
No sign of Tyranids.
The smell of burnt ichor is enough. We have what we came for. Move to the extraction zone.
And that's the end of the mission. It's over. It's like the end of Gears of War 5, except this one isn't the end of the video game, which pissed me off to no end. Like I said, man, this mission, I don't know, something about it just really irked me.
Lieutenant, what did you see in those Mechanicus files?
A record of extreme foolishness.
Explain.
You may direct that request to our captain.
Give me a tactical overlay of the city.
Captain!
A minute.
The Adeptus Mechanicus must be stopped.
What?
If they trigger the weapon, the results could be catastrophic.
And what makes you suddenly an expert in Mechanicus research?
They're using an artifact to power the weapon. I've seen it before, on a planet named Graia. A traitor by the name of Nemroth called it a fragment of the Dark God's power. It almost destroyed the planet.
Graia. Titus, the Mechanicus are acting on orders approved by the Primarch. And here are you, talking of Graia, of all places.
Damn it, Captain. If Chaos is here, if they get their hands on this thing...
Enough! I will hear no more on the subject. Now, did you get a location for Luz?
Aye, sir.
Then get down there and find him! There are those who would see you sent back to the Inquisition. Tread carefully, brother.
I'm a little disappointed that the Boy Scout didn't, click his heels and smack his chest with a salute. Either way, guys, that's going to about do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, social media in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. I have my last week of classes this week, so I will try and have a second video for you guys tonight, but it just depends on, how long I have and how I'm feeling and all that stuff. So, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. But until then, guys, I'm out.